I woke up today feeling extraordinarily, borderline unimaginably devious this morning, and I have one goal. I want to make every single one of y'all's viewing experience the most magical and mystical it has ever been. I'm going to provide you with the most Tarsus twiddling, skunk gussy scrunching, mariachi man scrunch molesting thoughts that have ever been thought of before. And I hope that by the end of this video, you have been enlightened and have a whole new perspective in life. Speaking of perspectives, isn't it crazy to think that something so minuscule in someone else's life could be highly nostalgic to another person? Now let me ask you something very serious that you will never forget. If the feeling of nostalgia is defined as the feeling of joyful, comforting memories that we desire to live through again, wouldn't PTSD technically be a form of nostalgia, but just a less desirable formation? Okay, that thought may not have been the best opener, so allow me to lighten the mood and shower you with a silly joke that'll have you laughing gas till you pass. What's Adolf Hitler's least favorite rapper? Juice WRLD. Hopefully you're not in the shower when you heard that one, or you might just die of laughter. You know, when I was in middle school and Juice WRLD just started popping off, I didn't actually know he was a rapper for the longest time. Mostly because his music wasn't exactly the kind of music I preferred listening to at that point in my life, but the point is, I didn't even know Juice WRLD was a person. My retarded ass genuinely believed for a short period of time that Juice WRLD was like a festival for children or some shit. Speaking of children, next time you overhear a couple speaking about their future plans for children, I want you to drop this next thought on them and make everyone around you extremely uncomfortable. The statement, "I want kids," depending on the context, could either lead you in prison, where you get molested by Tyrone on a nightly basis, or could lead you in prison, where you get molested by child support on a monthly basis. This is why instead, it's better to steal a child. This is a joke. Anybody who touches a child should painfully forever sleep floating in a body of musky water. Speaking of water, we all know that oil floats on top of water, right? And since that's the case, wouldn't that technically mean if you were to oil yourself up within every square inch of your body, you could fly when it rains really hard? Because think about it. If the downpour is violent enough, you could start flapping your arms and legs, causing you to start levitating through the water due to the oil forcing your body to rise above the water. Bonus points if you have a third leg to use as an extra wing. Speaking of wings, did you know that's how retarded people pronounce ring? I'm fucking with you. I'm no one to make fun of a speech impediment. Hell, I sound like a goddamn bald eagle when I pronounce my S's. But now that we're on the topic of rings, am I the only one that has the masculine urge to buy myself a wedding ring to wear in public places? That way there aren't so many 10 out of 10 blonde baddies walking up to me every other second. Like, it gets super infuriating just getting surrounded by these bitches 24/7 when all I'm trying to do is pregame some absolute vodka at this prestigious bar before I drive home and beat my son. But yeah, that really is a problem I need to find a solution to. Speaking of solutions, I would rather pour 14 gallons of hydrogen solution into my recent LASIK surgery recovering eyeballs than ever test this next thought. What if you were to microwave a pizza that you were saving for later, but you decide you don't want it, so you put it back in the fridge for a few hours, only to microwave it again, decide against consuming it for a second time, to then microwave it for a third time? What tongue cancer causing revolting taste would aspirate off of that pizza? I don't know, but it would probably taste like straight bungus barfing disappointment. But it could never taste as disappointing as these next thoughts, because I asked my Discord server for the most deranged, diabolical, dick cheese inducing, disgusting thoughts they could think of, and there were quite a bit of gems I stumbled across. So let's start with a not so bad one. What if instead of Overwatch it was Freaky Watch, and instead of 5v5 it was 5x5, and instead of escorting the robot they gangbanged the robot? I think this would solve the 6v6 versus 5v5 argument that everyone's having. This is truly the best of both worlds. The 5v5ers keep the same format they love, and the 6v6ers finally get the chance to be sexually active. Do you think if Junker Queen squeezed her tits hard enough she could break my skull? If so, would you litter? JQ's biddies aren't even made out of flesh. They're just pure calcium cannons. So that's a yes. And yes. If you bust in Tracer and she recalls, does the nut fall down out of the air, or does the nut stay in her? It would most likely stay on her, since it seems like everything that's attached to Tracer's body remains on her after recalling, which means if it's fresh spermicide, those newborn tadpoles will be -years old. Each time I eat an entire Pharah alt with my kinetic grasp when playing Sigma, I release a little pre-cum. Rocket barrage incoming? Wrong. Cum barrage in aisle. My pants! You only release pre-cum? That situation would be an entire 5-star evacuation security breach level of release if that shit were to happen to me. If Sombra hacks me while I'm hard, does she make my cock flaccid again? Yes, but don't worry, it's only only temporary. Because once your eyesight comes back, you'll instantly get hard again once you get a glimpse of Sombra's beautiful, luscious biddies. Why do I keep saying biddies? And then she proceeds to EMP you right when you're at climax. If you finish on her eyes, would you consider that to be her watching the kids? Yes, as long as her eyes are open. And if she's sitting as well, that means she's technically a babysitter. What if May's freeze was just squirting out her juices everywhere, and everyone has to stop to inhale May's flavor? Now, I was originally gonna laugh at this thought, but then I realized you spelt flavor with an O-U instead of just an O, which means you're probably British, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to ban you. But for real though, next time I start finger blasting my controller after getting solo May ulted, I'm gonna think of this, and hopefully it makes me feel a little bit better. Guys, hear me out. If I were to impregnate Bubba, would our freaky love babies come out with a mask or no mask? Yes. There's a reason Bubba wears his mask. It's to conceal his otherworldly beauty that could risk human extinction if it were to ever come off, due to every woman on Earth becoming utterly obsessed with Bubba's undeniably giga-chad facial structure. So yes, that's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. Jesus Christ. Is being so flexible that you can suck your own dick, is it gay or is it a kink? I'd say that's pretty gay, because the only kink you'll be receiving is the unfixable glizzy kink you'd receive if you were ever somehow able to pull that shit off. You ever just wanted Bubba to beat Junkrat with his massive throbbing cock? No, not Junkrat, me. What if Junkrat said come in my hole instead of fire in the hole, and instead of using a rip tire he used a massive 20-inch dildo and came everywhere? Then I might actually consider unbanning every Junkrat main from my Discord server, and maybe, just maybe, I might make that Junkrat gameplay video I promised all those months ago. Can Winston say the word? I don't know, I've never seen him eat chicken. Do you think Bubba's big beautiful boing yoing bonkers dude, I can't contain myself. Do you think Bubba's big beautiful boing going bonkers produce their own smegma due to their sheer mass? Yes, they create the most luscious mushy man Mariana sauce you will ever taste. If Ram or Zen were to come in your ass, would it electrocute you, or would they release a bunch of spiky little robot swimmers into you? You see, I would think since they're robots they would just shoot blanks, but I guess if that bussy was good enough it may cause the robot to short circuit their scrotums. Zen when he gets the bot preggers and has to go to the botnicologist and get a bot abortion. Okay, thinking about this, did they just EMP a pregnant robot when performing an abortion? Like, how else would you even do that shit? When you beat your cock, you're basically just fucking the shit out of your hand. You're wrong. I take great care of my hand whilst performing self-intercourse, and I treat it just like I would treat another person, because I don't want people to ask me why I have bruises all over my hand. What if Doomfist Ham was a giant cock, and instead of punching people, he just came everywhere? Dude, somebody should make an animation out of this. That shit would go so hard. Pun intended. What would Juno's jumpsuit smell like? It's pretty skin tight, so I would assume she gets pretty sweaty. So what would happen if you licked it? Just imagine what it would taste like. I can imagine exactly how it would. Not even Bubba could hook me away from that sweet, sweet elixir. Brother, I hate to tell you this, but she isn't real. But if you really wanted the answer to this, all you gotta do is get a volunteer to wear a latex suit for a month straight without taking it off, and then ripping it off like a banana peel. That would be your smell. We all know hot air rises, right? So what if Juno can only float because of her sweaty steppers generating so much heat she lifts off? That was the most dog shit grammar I've ever seen. But adding on to that, when you sniff Juno's marinated farts, you really be hitting that galaxy gas, huh? Okay, on a real note, why is it that every time I pull up Twitter, I see some retarded 11-year-old sniffing some galaxy gas? Like, dog, it works best if you ignite it first. Okay, so you know how when you hit Sombra when she's invisible, she gets uncloaked? If you were shooting cum everywhere and you happened to hit her with it while she was invisible, would she uncloak or just have to walk around all invisible with cum on her? I think she would keep it on her, similar to Tracer. Blizzard should add this as a game mechanic, that way Sombra gets countered by all the male characters, rendering her even more useless than she already is. Shit, I wonder if Kindlear could code that. Imagine if Sombra had to strip to go invisible. She'd be flaunting that shit while EMPing the enemy team. Titties be bouncing everywhere. This would probably be the only reason I die to a solo Sombra hack, because I'd be highly distracted by those magnificent melanated melons. What if Diva's mech had a built-in vibrator that vibrated stronger the more she got kills, which is why she's a gamer? This is actually the secret to becoming a pro esports gamer like me, because once you feel that vibrator go off for the first time, nothing will stop you from seeking that outcome again. It's pretty much crack for your crack. Imagine what it would be like to let Zarya peg you, like full raw dog, no hold back, just pure, sensual, intense ramming. Then what if she just rammed her gun up there as well? Then she fires a black hole and just leaves you sitting there in a mince pleasure. Dude, I don't even know how to give commentary on that. I think this perfectly describes the type of thoughts my viewers are blessed with on a daily basis. What if Roadhog's take a breather ability is just a can of someone's farts? And if so, whose? First off, his name is Bubba, not Roadhog. And second off, it would obviously be his own farts, since nobody else's could even be compared to the royal stench of Lord Bubba's. Also, why the fuck do y'all keep asking me for a fart tier list? Do you know how clinically insane I would sound speaking into a microphone about 41 fictional characters' asshole fumes and what I think they would smell like? It's never going to happen. Okay, 50,000 subs and I got you. What if Bastion's transform turned him into a giant dildo? And that's why Torb was so protective over him in that one trailer. To be honest, I don't think Torb has the anal capacity to contain a Bastion-sized dongle, so I don't think this theory is correct. Imagine Junkrat kidnapping you and violently fucking your ass with the barrel of his blaster. Afterward, he splits open your urethra until it bleeds, shoving one of his explosive balls inside with the sick promise that if you come, your penis will explode. Yeah, that sounds like something this disgusting creature would definitely do. But now that my ads are gone, I'm gonna let my buddy, tell you a couple of thoughts that his autistic noodle came up with.
Have you ever thought about absolutely dicking down an absolute gilf and then eating her hairy muff after you dump all of your splooge inside her gipped pussy? Me too.
Jesus Christ, surely it can't get worse than this, right?
Have you ever had the thought of a 400-pound woman fully seated on your face, and as she rocks back and forth with each thrust, you get a taste of that cottage cheese ass that's been brewing for 28 years, and you enjoy the taste more than you thought. So you ask her to work out a little bit to try to get that tang and the saltiness of the sweat mixed with the taste of the cottage cheese just to spice things up. Me too.
When I told him to think of a disgusting thought, this isn't exactly what I pictured, but it does fit the criteria, so good job, partner. What if instead of Zenyatta Orb of discording you, he hit you with his robot balls and zonked everywhere? In case you're unaware, he actually does in fact zonk you with his robot balls, and they do a lot of damage too. Do you guys think you could fuck 2 Zarya bubbles like a boob job situation? Maybe if you had a very large penis, but if you're a 1-inch wonder like the majority of us, it would be like sticking a toothpick between 2 cruise ships. I think we should brutally kill Sombra and Widow. Honestly, real. Do fish know of land and just know not to go there? Or is their entire reality focused on the area of the ocean they inhabit? Fish actually have no idea that land exists. We know this because every time one of them gets caught and gets pulled out of the water, they start audibly gasping because of how shocked they are. But when you throw them back in the water, nobody believes what they saw because no one else has seen what they've seen. What if Sigma's black hole was just a portal to his ass, and he opens it up because he enjoys the feeling of things exploding inside of him? Now think of this. What if every black hole in the universe was just the anus of a galactic supergiant emperor from an alternate reality sticking through to our universe? And since they're degenerate, they enjoy sucking the contents of our universe through their asshole. Shit, dude, I might have just solved scientists' greatest mystery. But we haven't even talked about sounding with Orissa's spear yet, and we won't. If I blast a cum shot through Baptiste's amplification matrix, will it break the sound barrier? Depends on how hard you cum, but it would definitely break the recipient's facial structure if you were giving them a facial. Imagine having a horizontal ass crack. That shit would clap whenever you walked up the stairs. Just thinking about this deeply bothers me. Like, imagine the perfect ass in your head and then rotate it 90 degrees. Is it still perfect? Only reason you should be saying yes right now is if it's Bubba's. Why doesn't a homeless man just rob a bank? If he's successful, he will get thousands of dollars plus, but if he's not, he'll just have a roof over his head with a daily meal. This is genuinely a great idea. Why be a bum on the streets when you can get arrested for robbery and get your bum beaten via forceful meat? What if nipples clicked in and out like pins? Okay, real talk. Why do men have nipples? Are they just a cosmetic effect or some shit? Alright, as tradition, I got one last thought for you all to enjoy today before I have to go fuck my hand violently. And I hope it sends a shiver up your bosom same way it did to me when I first read this beautiful message. If you tickle your dad's balls, aren't you basically feeling up your little brothers and sisters?
What the hell?